Nitro is the glory, but E-Buggy pays the bills.
So joining me this week is a young man I actually kind of got to know a few years ago and talked to him a lot on Facebook, talked to his dad a lot. I saw his name pop up on the CRCRC race this year, and near the end of December, I saw him pop up too. So I was excited because I thought he kind of left RC, but he was still around. So I like to introduce. I call this like I kind of want to call this the return of the Dragon because that's one of his nicknames, or Super D as they like to call him. But I like to welcome one of the young, fast Midwest racers that is being coming out of the Midwest, and that's Dreighton Stoub. How are you, man? What's up?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm good, man. You're like JQ, man. You're talking to like him, monitoring. Come on, man. We need some excitement. Your hair looks wild, man. I love it. I love it.
Thank
You
you,
got
thank
that.
you. It's been a minute since I've got it cut.
I know you. A lot of people like just didn't go to the barber and stuff during COVID, but you got the wild golden locks out. You're looking like a superstar. You're looking like a pro RC guy right now, man. I like it. So welcome back to racing. It's good to see you back racing. We talked previously before we came on here, but why don't we tell people who you are? So you're Drayton Stoub. You are how old?
I'm 18, from West Michigan. I've been racing for about 12 years. Second year on Team Associated running mod. Looking forward to a good year with the team.
Yeah. When I met you, you was actually running the JQ cars and you was running Yokomo. But I mean, you're just trying. You wasn't running for us, but you was just trying out the cars, and so that's how I got to know you. And then like we kind of lost touch when you went back to stock. But it's good to. It's funny when I was looking at my Facebook. The last time I sent you a message was like when I did my first episode of this podcast. I was like, "Hey, send this to your dad," and like it's been 2 years and so much changed since then. So, thank you for coming on, man. I appreciate it, and congratulations, you killed it at CRCRC. It was good to see you come back. And then you was out here racing some 8 scale recently. You killed it in E-Buggy. And your dad told me kind of let you down in Nitro, and I was like, come on, man, we gotta fix this because Nitro is the glory. So it's good to see you back. But to those who don't know Drayton, uh, 2017 was kind of like a really breakout year for you. You was killing it in stock. You killed it in at the ENATs. You were still running for Associated at that time, so you was driving the Associated car. You killed it at ENATs, and that's kind of how I got to know you. So and then so I just want to talk about that. So tell us a little bit how you got into RC because your dad's been into RC and all this type of stuff. So tell us your story, man. I like to know how guys get into this crazy world that is RC.
So my dad used to do it a little bit when he was younger, and then when I was born, I think I was around 4 or 5. He got me a slash, and we started running at our local track, and then from there it just kind of grew. I think when I was 8, around 8, we opened up our own track, and that was open for a few years. Once I turned 12, kind of started traveling around and getting more into it and gaining some speed to get some national recognition.
Yeah, at 12, you was getting some national record. What was your first big race at around 12? Do you remember?
The longest, I mean, we went to nationals when I was at leisure hours for outdoor for 10 scale, but
Mm-hmm.
we went out to California for the super stock nats at West Coast. I think that
Okay.
was my first time making an A main at a big race. I ended up getting like sixth or something in stock short course, so that was really cool for me. I think I was around 11 or 12 at that time.
All right. So you really cut your teeth like a lot of guys did running short course and whatnot. I wish that class would come back, man. We need to. I don't think it's going to come back, but it'd be good to see it come back at some point. It did get a lot of people into RC.
Yeah, that is true. I ran it actually, not 2020, but 2019 at stock nats, or I guess
Mm-hmm.
nationals, and ran stock short course. I enjoyed it a lot. Just something kind of you can relax and enjoy driving and have fun with, instead of like buggies where it's a little more competitive, a little more intense. Short course you can kind of just lay back and enjoy driving the car.
Yeah, I agree. And you can hit people, and it doesn't really mess you up. It's definitely a great. I think we kind of. I think as the industry when it came in, we kind of destroyed the class by making it too competitive, and that's probably why it's died. But I always thought it was a great beginner class. You're a prime example of this. So you go into short course and all that stuff. When did you start doing 2-wheel drive buggy and 4-wheel drive, or was you doing it along with short course as well?
Um, I don't remember exactly how old I was, but I know I was running buggies when we had our track. So I was probably around 7 or 8 when I started doing that, and I ran
Okay,
that
okay.
along with short course.
All right. What was, because your dad had a track? What was it called?
Proving Grounds RC.
Oh yeah, so that was an indoor 10 scale clay track, right?
Yeah, and then eventually we had a parking lot, pretty big parking lot in the back that we put an 8 scale outdoor track on actually. So that was super nice also.
Okay, so when was your first taste of 8 scale then? Do you remember, or did it come later in your career?
No, I ran it a little bit earlier. I think I was probably around 10 when I ran 8 scale outdoors there and started kind of going to State Line and other places around us.
Yeah, State Line was a great track. I think you, yeah, I remember you went there for the last. Was it the last King of? What's that race they have? The is it State Line has the King of something race? The King of Kings or something race? I believe so. I can't remember.
Yeah, yeah, the King of Kings.
Right.
I think that was their last race they had there,
Yeah, it was such a
if I
good track.
remember correctly. But yeah, I stopped by there and ran.
All right. So, like I said, who was some of, well, before we go any further, besides your dad, who were some of your early influences in your career, man? Who were some of these guys that were helping you out?
So I guess in the beginning it was just kind of me and my dad, and then once I was again probably 13, 2017 era, 16, I joined Factory Tracks Racing, and then Al Horn and a bunch of the
Hmm.
guys on that team started helping me out, and then I kind of grew and kind of parted ways and started running for Yokomo at one point, and now I'm on AE again, and it's been great. I guess just teammates throughout the years. Dakota Fenn was a pretty big inspiration, I guess. He's from Michigan also. He was doing remarkable things at a younger age, and I kind of wanted to gain some speed and be kind of like him when I was younger.
Yeah, and the phenom, man. He's we have a joke though at Nitro. He fends himself because he never finishes, but I think the dude's that's a great guy to emulate. He's extremely talented, man. Super fast, and he's just pretty professional, I would say, in the way he does things. Factory tracks. Now I've heard this before. I've never really talked to anybody from the team, but I want to assume it's similar to like the one up AE team we have going on now on the West Coast, but it was there before, so it's like a satellite team that takes young drivers and grooms them.
Exactly, yeah. Kind of like the one up team before one up, and I mean they're still around. Aiden and Al Horn, Austin Horn.
Hmm.
Al started it and kind of grew it in our area, the Michigan area, and it's kind of expanded. I think they have a couple people in Indiana. I think they have one out in Colorado now, so it's growing pretty big. I think they might have around 20 drivers now.
Wow.
It's really, I think it's great for the hobby, kind of getting younger people who have speed and potential, kind of help and
Hmm.
groom them, like you said, to become kind of national names.
Yeah, I mean, it worked. It's kind of working for you. I see that Aiden has now left and like going full. I believe he's going full AE and pursuing his RC career, which I think is great. And these guys just are prepared for that. I mean, I assume they teach you a lot of like how to just wrench on your cars and just be, just be a good ambassador for RC as well, and be fast. So it's good to see, man. It's good to see. I kind of wish we had something like that in 8 scale, man. We desperately are missing that, like, um, that 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 separation, like where you guys have it. Like I'm a big, I do get down on stock a lot on this podcast, right? But I do like the fact that stock is a way for young guys to get faster and get up to speed and then branch out and go into mod, which this should be the ultimate goal to get to mod. We need something like that in 8 scale. All right. So, like I said, 2017 was your breakout year. You killed it. How much? I mean, you was killing it in stock because I kept hearing your name. You killed it at the ENETs. So let's talk about 2017. You was what? That's what, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. So you was like 14, 15. You're still a young man, still young, and you was killing it. Like I think that was the biggest thing. I watched some of your races from Chico, man, and I was like, man, this kid is killing it out there. Like, wow. Let's talk about that, man. What were some of your big wins, big accomplishments in 2017 that kind of like, and then after that you went mod?
So 2017 was my, I guess, lone year on factory tracks. I did CRC. I won CRC with both stock classes, which was cool. I did a few more races, a couple of the J Concept series. Like you said, I went out to Chico and I was able to get a podium in e-buggy at nationals. That was really cool for myself. First time being on a podium at a national event.
Mhm.
I was actually out west for about a month. We did the Hot Rod Hobby Shootout. We did a J Concept Series race out in Arizona. That was really cool. I guess at the end of the year, kind of in the summer, in August, I got my first national title in Maryland. That was super cool to accomplish for myself. I guess those are my big wins. Just e-buggy and that national title, really cool, special to me.
Hey, there's two are big enough, I think, for the year. You know, especially because you kind of predominantly you didn't do nitro. You was just focused on e-buggy. Like e-buggy was like looked like it was kind of like a side thing. Like you just went there, but your focus was two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. So congratulations. Now you win the stock nationals. Which did you win both classes or how did that work?
In Maryland, I won 13.5 four-wheel buggy, and then I got third in two-wheel buggy.
Okay, all right. Who beat you at that time?
In stock buggy, Tater Sontag got his first national title there. He won
Really?
two-wheel, and then Will Cushing got second. Yeah.
Okay, both of those names. Obviously, I'm familiar with Tater, and I haven't met Will, but I've seen his name around, so that's cool. So now you jump up. 2018 is kind of when I got to know you. You signed with Yokomo. Was you still running Jake? Was you running J Concepts at the time, or did you when you went to Yokomo, or did you join them when you joined Yokomo?
No, so J Concepts was kind of like a part of Factory Tracks, and I stayed with J
Okay.
Concepts when I went to Yokomo, and then I switched from Reedy to Hobby Wing.
Okay, all right. I wasn't sure what had happened. So you still had you're familiar with the tires, but a completely new chassis. Now you came out like I know like expectations were high for you in 2018 because you had a really good 2017. And let's talk about your 2018 because you did have some struggles, but you had some good results as well. Uh, what was your first race of mod in 2018? Did you went out to was it CRCRC?
Yeah, CRC was the first race I went out to on the Yokomo platform, national
Mm-hmm.
level at least. I had a pretty good showing there. I made both mod mains, just missed podium and four wheel, but I was content with that as I guess, Kickstarter to the year.
Yeah, and then you did Reedy
Yeah.
that year too, right? And
Yeah.
you raced open. How'd you finish in at Reedy that year?
So we actually missed signups for Reedy, so we had to go to the race into Reedy, and then the next week go out for Reedy. I TQ'd two-wheel open. I don't know where I qualified in four-wheel. I made the
Mm-hmm.
main though, so that was important to me. Had a really good start to the mains and two-wheel, and kind of made a bad choice. And I guess hindsight's always 2020, but that choice costed me what I think could have been a Reedy Open championship.
Wow, but you still have time. I mean, can you go into open now at Reedy when it happens again?
Yeah, I can run open now. I don't know if I have a whole lot of interest in that at the moment.
Okay.
I think since it didn't happen this year, obviously, I guess my main goal, looking ahead, would be to make the main at nationals in either mod two wheel or mod four wheel, ideally both, so that way I can run an invite at Reedy.
Yes.
But if
Okay.
that doesn't happen, I guess I can just plan on running open next year or try again at nationals.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I did not realize that if you made the main at the nationals, you got an invite. I wasn't sure, so I didn't know that. All right, good stuff. Um, but then you kind of come with some struggles in 2018. I think you was the nationals that year in Arizona, I believe, or was it the Yeah, it was. So you went there, you struggled there a bit at that track. You kind of and you're like, I
Yeah,
know I was remember
yeah, I
you talking to
struggled.
your dad. He was a bit frustrated. Then you went to Enats with our car, and you kind of struggled there compared to. And I mean, let's be honest. Like Plex is a hard track to be fast at. You know, Tebow goes up there now, and those guys beat him. So two hard tracks. I think that you kind of everybody was expecting big things from you, and it kind of. I'm not saying that it was disappointing. No, I would like. I think you was a little bit disappointed on your finishes there. I know you wanted to do well, but it just seemed like after that, like just something wasn't there anymore. Like I don't want to. I know you work with Ryan and Pillars, but it seemed like you just didn't gel too well with the Yokomo for the rest of the year. Am I correct?
Um, To an extent, I think it was just kind of best if we parted ways for both parties. I think I kind of got a little full of myself and what my abilities may have been and what I was ready for that year. So taking a step back and kind of resigning, if you will, from Yokomo, I think in the long run it's a good choice. In the moment, a lot of people probably questioned it, but
Yes.
here today, I'm pretty confident in the decision. I think it worked out for both parties. Yokomo is a great team, as you know, Joe, and it's kind of shrunk in the United States a little bit. Ryan's still running the cars as of now. He's doing great. But I think for me personally, the AE cars and the choices that I made have helped me a lot.
Yeah, because you actually resigned from a chassis. I believe you kept JC as a sponsor, or no, I can't remember. And you
Actually,
go ahead.
after nationals in Chandler, like I said, I was kind of full of myself and what I could do. So I ended up dropping from a few sponsors of my electronics. JC was one of them, and Yokomo.
Okay.
And I signed with Phantom about a month later. They're local to me, about an hour and a half away. I know the owners really well. It was a good fit and kind of a good grounding for me to regain my focus and prepare for mod when I decided to come back to run that again.
So yeah, because we didn't really see that much. Like, it was shocking. I remember, and I was just like, oh man. I said, oh, we're gonna get the blame for this. Like, they're gonna blame JQ Racing for this. Watch, like, everybody, but they kind of didn't. But it was disappointing. I remember talking to you. I remember this because I was talking to your dad, and I think I just had my daughter, and it's just like I was actually in the hospital, and I said, hey, what's up? And he goes, oh man, we're taking a break. And I was like, what? I was like, what's going on? And he goes, yeah, we're taking a break. And I didn't really get it, and I think that was the last time I kind of talked to him. And I think you kind of did the right thing. Like, was it really humbling? Like, did you bring it on a notch? Like, or what did it do for you? Like, and personally, emotionally, like, I know it must have been like kind of a big blow, especially for a young man in your age at that time. He's 15, was it 15, 16? You're still at a very young age. You're still young, but that's a lot to deal with at 16. Did it humble you down and just make you refocus altogether?
Yeah, at 15 years old and dropping those big sponsors, I mean, it was a tough pill to swallow. But like I said, looking back on it, it was the right decision for me. Signing with Phantom, we made a deal. I kind of would run stock and help them regain some national recognition. That helped me tremendously because going back to stock, it was something that I knew I was good at and I could be competitive in and wouldn't really have to worry about setup as much just because you're going a little bit slower on the track. The car is not going to do as many weird things. I could kind of just focus on my mental state at the track.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that helped a lot in regaining confidence. So that way, when I did come back to running mod, I knew I could compete with Dakotas and Spencers and all of them. So it was more a mental thing for me, opposed to like, I guess you'd say a setup or a sponsor wise.
Right. I think you probably, like you said, you got a big head, and then when you got a big head, you don't even listen to your dad, you don't listen to nobody. And sometimes you just have to get brought down a little bit. But I think it sounds like it's really humbled you down. I mean, how was your 2019 at stock? Because I saw you did really well for Phantom. I would see the announcements about Phantom and stuff like that. So 2019, you're doing stock. How did you do?
So my first race of 2019 in stock was CRC again. I won 2-wheel. I got second in 4-wheel. Did some J Concept Series races again. Went out to nationals. I was able to win all 3 of the classes that I raced, which was stock short course, stock 4-wheel, and stock 2-wheel. That was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then kind of similar. I mean, I just needed a break after that long weekend, and I didn't run again until January when I signed with AE and AKA. Other than club race here and there, I wasn't doing any big races. I guess kind of similarly, just to kind of calm my head down a little bit, regain some balance, if you will, emotionally, and swing again in January.
Yeah, I mean, that's congratulations. I didn't even realize that you won stock nationals and you won 3 classes in 2019. So you're a 2-time stock national champion. That's good. That's always a great feather in your cap. And then like obviously COVID happened, and we didn't hear from you at all, like all of 2020. So, and then when you showed up in December, like it was great to see you. So, what did you do 2020? Any type of racing at all? RC, anything, or what's been going on with you?
So 2020, I did CRC and Smack Track for the J Concepts INS right before COVID hit its peak and everything shut down.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was in the B main and mod two-wheel buggy, and I got 10th in mod four-wheel buggy. So to make the main in one of those classes after a break from national events and super high-level competition was super cool. And then I went to INS, and I got third in mod two-wheel buggy behind Dakota and Cole, and beat some really good racers there too, which was a confidence booster. However, I didn't make the main in four-wheel, which is
Mm-hmm.
unfortunate, but that two-wheel really gave me confidence. And then I was excited to go into March, and all of a sudden COVID hit and shut down the country, and we couldn't race again until, or go to big races rather, until around December for us is when I was
Mm-hmm.
able to finally get out, and I went to Top Gun. I struggled there. It was a hard track, hard environment to learn, get the setups
Mm-hmm.
right, but I salvaged the fourth place in my four-wheel buggy, and I think I got ninth or 10th in two-wheel, which isn't great, but after a 8-month break or whatever it was due to COVID, it was great to get to the track, and that was really what was important.
So you didn't do any type of RC in that time then?
Not really, no, because in
Mm-hmm.
February or in March rather, when we shut down in Michigan, I just kind of stayed home for a couple months, couldn't really do a lot, and then in the summer I got a job. Was working full time over the summer. None of the tracks were really open. No big races going on. I may have club race here and there come the fall time, but other than that, no. I was just enjoying life as much as you
Yeah.
can during those conditions. And
Did you
then
have
I
what type of
decided
job did you
once
have?
December,
What
I was
was you
doing
what?
lawn care, so mowing.
Oh, you was
What's
doing
up?
hard work.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
I'm riding mowers and then weed whipping and stuff like that.
okay, all right, all right. That's good, man. That builds character too. That makes you work hard, so you're gonna have to do that and again. You're like, okay, I want to get an education, or I want to
Yeah,
be an RC superstar. One of these two. I don't want to be cutting grass for a living. Not saying there's nothing wrong with that. It's just some hard work. So, all right. So you're 18 years old now. You're still in school. You're still in high school, right?
yep, senior this year.
Okay. So how have you been balancing RC and school all these years?
Um, I guess in school, I've never really had to do a lot of homework or study super hard. So that helped a lot with racing and missing school. I can kind of just go into the classroom after missing a few days and catch up pretty effortlessly.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, my grades suffer a little bit when I go to a big race and miss 4 days of school, but for the most part, I've been able to hang on to a GPA and stuff that I consider acceptable. Get some test scores that I was okay with, and then college is coming up, I guess, this fall.
Oh yeah. So college, where you planning on going?
As of now, I'm not sure. I'll probably end up in state to save some money, but
Okay.
not quite sure as of now.
What are you interested in?
I'll be going to school for business.
Okay, smart man. You want to make money. You want to make money. I don't blame you. Your dad's a smart businessman too, so I could understand that. Uh, all right. So well, I know I like that you. What do your friends think about this? Like, what do you like? How do they think it's cool? Because this is one of our disconnects. Like, we're trying to get more young kids, young people into RC. I want to see more young people because this is the future. But what we have to compete against video games and everything else. Because let's be honest, like RC does not get girls. So when you're 16, 17 and you're a boy, you want to do things that got girls. I understand that. Do your friends think this is cool? Like, do they understand what you do?
So I mean, a few people at school, no, I don't really go around and talk about it a whole lot. Like if people Google my name just for a joke or whatever, they'll see all of it and I'll answer their questions. I guess it's like 50-50. Some people are like, oh, that's really cool. A few
Right.
other people are just like, it's whatever. Um,
Yeah.
it's more like cost. Like they do it if it was a little bit
Right.
cheaper.
Right.
Like
Right.
video games, you're saying it's kind of like a one-time purchase. With
Mm-hmm.
RC car, you have to get parts whenever you break. You have to get electronics whenever they go bad. Tires are reoccurring, just stuff like that. I mean, it's more
Yeah.
probably cost effective to get a video game or something like that as high
Oh, of
school,
course,
which
of
is
course.
unfortunate. But
How about sports and into any other sports besides? Well, I guess this is a sport for you. Not, it's more than a hobby. It's a sport for you. Any interest in any outside sports? You play any other sports in high school?
so I don't play any sports, but I like
Okay.
to follow like college sports, basketball and football. I enjoy that a lot. Supercross here and again whenever I can catch that.
Wow, it seems weird that an RC guy isn't into Supercross. I haven't met one yet that isn't into Supercross. So it's interesting. Cool. All right, so let's talk about your future here for RC. Obviously, you got school on your mind, which is super smart because RC isn't the best future plan for anybody. Because you're only as a racer, you're only as fast as your last race. What are your plans? You got 21 coming up here. You just did some e-buggy racing, like I said, at All for Fun RC. You bested Lutz. Congratulations on that. That's one of his faster classes. Your dad's gonna take Nitro a little bit serious here. You said you're gonna take Nitro serious, which I'm glad to hear. Is Nitro something that you've always wanted to do? Has it been a struggle for you? Because I remember you was fast with the e-buggy, but Nitro was a bit of a struggle for you. Is it a focus? Do you think I think you need it. Do you think it's something you want to focus on and be good at?
Nitro, actually, my dad is super into the Nitro stuff. He over quarantine, he was kind of looking into it, learning all about these setups and stuff. He's like, we got to do it when it starts up again. I was kind of on the fence about it because I mean, Nitro's always been a struggle for me, whether it's been the power band and how it's
Mhm.
delivered or how much lighter the car is than an e-buggy. I'm not sure. It's just always been a struggle for me. So I was kind of on the fence about it. And then he's like, all right, I'll get a car going. We'll make it good. I was like, all right. And then I kind of started to lean more into, yeah, this could be something that I want to do and have some fun with doing. Because like you said, e-buggy I'm already pretty comfortable in. So we decided to do some Nitro racing and e-buggy racing at RC Fun Park. And then we're going to try and do DNC if that race happens this month.
Yes, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be so interesting. This is I'm excited about this DNC. I mean, for me, it's not going to have all the Euro flavor that it usually has, but what it has coming is younger racers coming, like you, the Renner Connects, the Aiden Horns. Then like I would say the fast guys in our group are like in the 8 skill guys are like the Spencer Heckerts, Tyler Jones, Seth Van Dalen's. But you guys are just a little bit younger than them guys and hungry, and I like this. And I think we're gonna see a DNC where you younger guys shine. So I'm excited for this. It's a hard race. It's a hard race, but it's gonna, I'm glad you're going. This is your first DNC, right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it's gonna be hard because man, well, Thunder Alley is all right. It's because it doesn't really get too blown out, and it depends what type of layout Joey puts in there. But when I went to RCGP, I thought it held up pretty good, so it should be interesting to see. I definitely think Nitro is important for you, man. I don't want to see you. It's nothing wrong with this, but I don't want to see you become a 10 scale only guy. I think when you look at some of these great racers in the world, they race Nitro too. I mean, look at a guy like Runafuck. He doesn't race or Angaro. They don't race much 10 scale, but they're able to compete on a world class level at 10 scale, and it's utterly amazing to me. And they're both European champions in 10 scale, as well as Angaro isn't. So I definitely want to see you. I was talking. I want to see Born a Crime do some more 8 scale Nitro. Matthew Gonzalez. I think it's important for you guys, man, and it's just I think something you're gonna probably have to learn. I think it is the power though. E-buggy it gets you out of so much trouble with that power, and Nitro just have to carry so much corner seat. But hey, man, I don't have to tell you how to drive. You are 1,000 times more skilled than I would ever be. But I just want to see it because I think you have the right attitude. I think your dad has the right attitude. He doesn't take any prisoners, and you guys are coming like we kind of agree on a lot of things. Like I want to see the old guard be challenged by the young guard, which is you guys and the younger guys in Europe and all this type of stuff. What's your thoughts on that? Like, are you scared? Do you get nervous around these fast older legends that are in RC, or are you like a young tiger trying to rip? Like, just I'm going for everybody.
No. When I'm running with them on the track, like before when I was younger, like 2018, when I was around 15 years old, it was like, all right, they're supposed to beat me. I'm not supposed to be competitive with them. So when I was competitive with them, it was awesome. And then I guess since like 2020, when I went to CRC after taking a little bit of a break and was running lap times that were comparable to them, and then went to Smack Track and did well. And then especially this year at CRC, when I was podium and two wheel mod buggy. It's more of a confidence thing now. I'm boosting my confidence. It's not like it's not I shouldn't be competitive with them. It's I should beat them. Um,
Yes,
I feel I'm capable of doing it. And when it happens, it's awesome. And when it doesn't happen, it's whatever. It's next race.
I love it. I love it. You're not being a fanboy. You're being a champion. I love it. I think what you've done. I mean, going back down to stock, regaining your center. You know what I mean? You was wobbling. I like to say this. You was wobbling off axis, and then you came down, brought your head down, humbled down a little bit, went back in your craft, honed your craft a little bit more. No, I'm not saying everything's gonna come easy and stuff and in the mod, but now you're older, you have a better outlook on life. You can do things better. You can think things through. I love it. I'm excited to see what you do, not just in Nitro, but in 10 scale this year. You know, because I think more of these young guys need to have this killer instinct. Like, you know, if you want, we're racing. You know, and you're one of the guys to get I think can probably be a professional racer and do very well at this, if that's what you choose. But I love the attitude, man. Take no prisoners. I love it. Does that come from your dad too? Because he definitely goes against the grain when it comes to things.
I guess it could be a little bit as far as racing goes and my outlook on that. He instills a lot of confidence in me and kind of like telling me that I can run with them and I'm able to beat them consistently if I put my head down. So that could be it. Part of it's also just results as they've come and just kind of like realizing that I can compete and I'm able to win against these guys. It's just kind of calm me down when I'm on the stand racing them, especially at
Mhm.
SCRC. That track was super brutal, high speed, and a little bumpy. So I kind of had to calm my driving down, and it was calming to know that I didn't have to push the car to run their lap times and uh, challenge them for a win.
So I agree. So is your goal now, like you're floating between university and stuff, is your goal to pursue actually doing this for a living? Is this something that you want to do, or do you still want to, like, I mean, I gotta ask you this. You're 18, you're coming to that decision, like, do I want to pursue this and do it, or do I want to take some time from school and do it, or do I want to try and balance school and this? Because school and this is going to be hard, but it can be done.
Yeah, I'll probably try and balance it as much as I can. If it gets to too much, I'll go to school. If it gets to too much, um, as far as doing it as a living, it all depends on how I evolve as a racer. If I keep getting better, if companies are willing to work with me in that sense. Um, I haven't thought too much about that now. As of now, I'm focused on kind of going to school, doing this as much as I can, getting a degree and starting a company so I can get some income going like that in case RC, I guess, doesn't work out. I've
Dude,
always
you
told
can
people
buy
the
your
dream
own
isn't to do
RC.
this for a living. It's to get my own company.
Right. Dude, when you make your own company, you can just go, like, you wouldn't need any sponsorship. You can buy RC. You know what I mean? That's what you can do. Like, go out and make millions and millions and come back and buy RC. That's all you got to do. Like, I buy everybody. You know, I'm going to make RC how I want it to be. Thoughts on our industry today? You've been in it for a long time. It's still kind of done the same way. We're big proponents of, we want to see things change. We want to see more people get into it. We want to promote young racers like you who get it. Is there some things you like to see? Like, I really think we need to promote what we do to people so people can see what we're doing.
Yeah, there's a couple things that my dad and I were actually talking about with another racer just last night. Similar to what you were saying, kind of how stock is like a stepping stone in 10 scale. My dad was talking about it'd be cool if we had a different engine that was a little bit tamer, a little bit calmer for people to step into nitro a little bit more.
Hmm.
Um, so as far as 8 scale goes in nitro, I think a new engine that kind of calms the car down a little bit and slows it down so people can focus on the car instead of just racing the track will help a lot. As far as 10 scale goes, There's big arguments about 17.5 and it's too fast and it's taking away from mod. I have
What's your
opinions on
thoughts on
that.
that?
I I I agree, but I don't know what we'd do to fix it, because if you're going to make 21.5 the stock class, then anyone who thinks the 21.5 is too slow is going to run mod with their 17.5, and you're going to have that same problem. It's almost two different classes that are kind of just on the track at once, and it'll be super awkward
Mhm.
running with them, and it's going to be a lot different if that does happen.
Well, what I think needs to happen, because 10 scale is a great gateway into RC. We need a spec class for new, like I think the 21.5 class would be good for that. I know we don't need more classes, but we definitely need a spec class for beginners, for newbies, that they could come in, and like I think stock could be the middle ground on that, but I think stock is just, I call stock modified and modified stock, because I mean you have to do so, like these, well, stock is for tinkerers too as well. I get that.
Yeah,
I
that's
get
another
that.
thing.
I get that. But it just seems to be so much, I don't know what the word I'm looking for. Just so much rules and regulations and fights over this and stuff like that. I'm also not really big on. I didn't know that stock guys made money till I met you guys and a couple other guys. I don't know how I feel about that, but I get it. Like I get it. These guys have to sell stock motors, and you guys, I get it. It's just something that I don't know how I feel about. I think it should be amateur, and you guys have to bump up when you want to get some revenue. You have to bump up the mod. But I get that the stock motors is a big thing, big money maker in stock, and obviously a big thing. I just think we wish we could clean that up somehow. How about just like how we promote? Like, what do you think about it? Like you said, some kids don't get it. Some, like I honestly think, like my dream, if people like with you the younger generation coming up, is that we get these guys who aren't afraid to go, like you, to go after these guys who aren't trying to kiss their ass. You're not being disrespectful, but you're trying to beat them. And I kind of want this young guy or this RC racers that's going to bring some charisma and bring some character to our industry, man. Like you're a good looking dude. You got this long flowing blonde manes. Like you don't look like your average RC guy. Like if I had you on I would market you like crazy. Like I'd be like, hey man, let's do a promo right now, stuff like that. That's how I feel about RC. Would you like to see RC become cooler? That's what I would like to see. Like more like motocross stuff like that, rivalries. Like I think AE and TLR is gonna have a big ass rivalry this year, especially with all you young guys in 10 scale and all the young guys they're got in 10 scale, and they've got a pretty stacked 8 scale team. Like all this makes RC exciting, but we kind of shy away from it, man. That's my thing. That's my argument right there. So
I kind of think about that here and again. I kind of like what you were saying, more like a supercross almost, but also like an NFL or college football or whatever. Where so if there's like you have an argument in the locker room, you always got people reporting that about 8 football and
yeah,
stuff. I think it'd be cool if whether it's Live RC or some other company or broadcasting news network thing that'll come out. If there's an argument in the track, or if tempers get high and people are yelling at each other, I think it'd be cool to have headlines and articles
of course.
on say Cavalieri lets loose on Stoub, or Stoub lets loose on Mayfield, or whatever. I think it'd be super interesting, kind of add more drama to the sport or hobby, whatever you want to refer to it as.
Yes.
Just draw more attention to all the drama that happens and goes on, because I feel like there's stuff that happens. People yell every once in a while, but it's never really brought up. It's only maybe in the comment sections on a few posts you'll see something, but like you'll never. It's always Cavalieri wins the race or whatever. Rivkin wins such and such. It's never like when Rivkin and Dakota got into it at CRC. You never really saw an article about that argument and what happened then.
I did it.
Yeah, you guys did a podcast on that. Yep.
And we put the video
as
because
far
I
as,
think
like,
that's exciting. I think that's what we need to look at. It's two pro racers that hit each other in the first race of the year. Like, if I was Fend, I don't know, or if I was Rivkin, I would kind of be like watching my back the next race, because maybe the TLR guys are coming for me. And then if I'm the AE manager, I'm like, hey man, it's on. Like, you know, somebody's gonna, you know, I said it, like do that secret call like "Kaka." Next thing you know, like you're doing a team orders, take him out. I'm not saying I want people to be taken out, but we're too vanilla, too PC. We sweep all this stuff under the carpet when people are into this stuff, and it makes it exciting. We need to talk about it. Why not use it to promote what we do?
Right. At CRC, like you said, they got into it on the straightaway, and A1, and then A2. I was able to get into the lead, and then I saw kind of the corner of my eye. They got into it, got into each other again. Whether or not they hit each other or one of them got loose and kind of something happened there, I don't know. But whether or not it happened intentionally, I think it'd be awesome to exploit that and kind of ask that
Yes.
question and make articles about that and be like, yeah, new
We
rivalry
just don't
brewing
have that.
between Rivkin and Fenn.
We don't have it in
Yeah, there's
RC anymore.
no
We used to. We used to in the magazines, but and stuff like that. They would say it, but now it's just like, man, everybody wants everything to be quiet. But I think you guys can change that, like with this attitude, like just be on. If I'm gonna give you one word of advice, man, follow what you said. You like to see things like, don't be a dickhead, but be forceful. Like don't take no crap from these guys. Be there, put your foot on. If somebody gets into you, don't be afraid to say something to them. Like that's the only way you're gonna get respect, I think, as a young racer. And too many guys are too busy, scared to do that type of stuff. Like, you know what I mean? If you're serious about this, you're a competition, and you want to do this, you gotta kind of force your way in and say, hey, I'm her, and I ain't taking no crap. I think you're on the way. Don't get me wrong. You have the right attitude because you don't. I like it. Like I just like it. Like how you. That's why I kind of always like talking to you and your dad. Like I liked your way, your approach to RC. You guys had a no BS way, no BS approach to it, and I wish you guys all the success, man. And I hope you can be that character in RC that I hope you can be. Like, I really do, because we need it. You get it, like you get what we need to do, but I just want others to be like that. So I hope so, man. I hope so. Uh, I agree with you, man. I know we were gonna talk too long. We've been going for about 40 something minutes. I know you're a young man. You got things to do. Don't cut the hair, man. I like it. I think it's wild. I want to know. I have one little question for you. Who's your biggest rival here in 10 scale? Who do you hate to lose to?
I'm sorry, what?
Who do you hate to lose to?
um, that's tough. I don't like losing to Aiden Horn. That's just because we grew up racing each other. We've been
Mm-hmm.
we've been friends since we were 6 and 7 years old. I guess it's just kind of like an unsaid rivalry, in my opinion. I know he likes to beat me. I like to beat him. But I mean, when I TQ'd around at CRC, he was the first one to come up and congratulate me, which was cool. I mean, we've been friends since, like I said, since we were kids, and kind of to have the respect we do for each other on the track, and then when things don't go our way and go good for another, we can kind of congratulate them and focus on our next round while they focus on theirs. And whether or not he views it that way, I don't like losing to him. I
Mm-hmm.
like beating him a lot. I know he likes winning in general, whether it's beating me to do so or not. He doesn't care. But I guess it's just him. I do not like losing to my old friends.
That's awesome. And you guys are like now, like again on the same team. Probably going to DNC together, or gonna, not together, but we'll be in the pitting together. It's awesome to see. Anybody impress you right now in the stock ranks? You think he's gonna be fast and needs to get to mod?
At CRC, I haven't really focused on it, but at CRC, I was watching. Matt Gonzalez looked really strong. He looked strong last year also. I think he could be really good in mod at the end of this year or whenever he decides to bump up. I watched CRC a little bit in qualifying, and Cameron Ayers threw down some really good runs.
She
Whether or
did.
not she's
She did.
wants to, whether or not she wants to jump up in the mod, I think she can do really well on that. A couple other people, AJ Marasco's been on in stock for a while.
I know. I
I
know.
haven't seen him
AJ's
run mod. I don't
into
know if
drag
he's done
racing
it.
now. AJ's been doing a lot of drag
I've
racing,
seen
winning
that, yeah.
money, no prep.
Yeah, I think he'd be good in mod if that's something he wants to do. Uh, I'm sure there's other people out there on the West Coast and more
Mm-hmm.
down south and around the country that I don't particularly know about, but there's got to be a lot of people out around here who can throw down in stock who are ready to
Oh
bump
yeah.
up to mod.
I'm definitely on you with Born a Crime, Matthew Gonzalez. He needs to run Nitro, and every time he posts something about 10 scale, snowflake-ish, I always say Nitro is the glory because he has to. I'm on him, and I was talking to him the other day. It's like I might run it at DNC. I said, don't waste my time. When I see a Nitro engine there on your table, I'll believe you. But yeah, man, I'm super excited for you. I actually want to get your dad on her one day. I think your dad would make a great co-host for this. I'll be like, and now we get Chad on, and he'd be just like, I think that, and I could hear him going into one of our rants right now. I think it would be awesome. But tell him I said hello. Would you like to say shout out to your sponsors or anybody before we sign off here?
Yeah, first things first, thanks for having me on the podcast. It was a great time. Hopefully to see you at DNC or any other 8-skill races in the future,
DNC, but
assuming that they're able to happen.
Yes.
Well, maybe at Nationals if you end up there. Assuming we're allowed to have these races in the future. Obviously, thanks to all my sponsors, AE, AKA, Phantom, RC1, Dad Bods Design, DBX Films, 92.0. I couldn't really be where I am without you guys and the support that you're giving me. Hope to see you at the next race, everybody.
Any advice for any young racers out there starting into RC?
Yeah, I guess don't get a big head like I did. Think if I could have stayed a little more level-headed and contained my emotions a little bit better and kept myself in check, I wouldn't have took what some people view as a backward step in racing. Just make sure you're ready to bump up to mod when you're ready to bump up to mod. If it means taking an extra year than people think for stock or whatever you're racing, do that. And the biggest thing is really your head and where you are mentally opposed to how your car is on the track handling wise.
Awesome, man. Awesome. I think you're in a good spot. You sound so much mature, so very mature now, and I like it. Like I said, don't cut the hair, man. Leave it. I love it. We need it. We need that wild hair. You almost look like Max when he had his hair all crazy. When he grew his hair all out. Good luck in whatever you choose to do, man. Thank you for your time coming on her. Good luck at DNC if you go. Tell your dad I said what's up. I'll be following you guys, and hopefully we get you on her. Like, I hope to see you on some podiums this year. I know 10 scale is big for you. I hope you really do well at that. I want to see you do well in Nitro. And good luck, man. And keep that attitude, man. Stay humble, but don't take no crap. Like that, honestly, like you have the right attitude. You don't want to be as good as these guys. You want to be bad or you want to beat them. And I love it. And if more young guys thought like you, they would be further along in their careers too, or further along in their racing. All right, Dreighton. Well, thank you for your time, dude. Stay warm. And man, I look forward to seeing what you do this year.
Thank you.
All right, dude. Bye-bye.